Okay, so we're talking about season 3, episode 20. Every day is a Sunday evening. Ooh, Nathan's got the dialogue right off the bat, talking about Lucas may be gone off the team, but the season's not over and you might want to stay out of my way. Then he's all like telling Haley, you sure you don't want to sleep with me before the ceremony? I know I'm looking good. Oh man. Peyton's like, it's cool. I get shot, take a bullet, get a call from Jake. And Jake's like, oh, me and Ginny go to the park on Saturday mornings. Want to come with? Sounds perfect. Hey, the guy on the rival team that Nathan knows from High Flyers is hitting on Haley and basically acting like old Nathan. Ugh. So Nikki's trying to be a mom, and Nikki's parents stepped in to try to get custody of Ginny, and now here's Jake doing the thing, doing his life to get custody back, get custody back of Ginny. You know, it was feeling very lacking of Dan the last few episodes. And now here's Dan back in full effect, screwing with Deb. Here comes Cooper. Dan's bucking up to Cooper. Here comes Nathan. Get out of the house. Brushing him off. And Dan's like, oh, I heard you move back in with Hades. Nathan, oh, I'm in Haley. Oh, the kid's playing again. Don't try to kill him while you're here, Cooper. Oh my God. Dan never ceases to get mad again. He's like, it's my house and I'll burn it down if I want with everything in it. And I'm the mayor. I can go anywhere I want. And he drives off like a petulant teenager. Oh my God. Nathan's all like, the scar doesn't hurt. It stopped hurting when you came home. And she's all like, okay, bye. And he's like, oh, I totally got you. I told you I'm sexy. And she's like, okay, maybe. Oh my God. Oh, wow. Okay, so freaking Mouth is like, you led me on. I wasn't going to fall for you. And then here comes Brooke spraying her with water. I thought witches were supposed to melt. Oh my God. The amount of fabulous insults that they threw at each other in that very quick scene were chef's kiss, in my opinion. Okay, I have to say it's kind of interesting that, like, 1 minute Mouth is trying to be all high and mighty to Brooke about, oh, she's a good person, and then when Rachel breaks Mouth's heart, he's not objecting to Brooke being like, oh, let's give Rachel some of the brokenheartedness you're feeling because he points out, that's the guy that Rachel's dating, and she's like, wait, I know him, he wouldn't date a high school girl, Uncle Cooper. So he doesn't know. And by the way, are they in Atlanta? Jake and Peyton, because it is gorgeous scenery there. Cute moments between them. Oh my God, that's funny. Peyton's like, yeah, I was kind of dating Pete from Fall Out Boy. And he's like, oh, that sucks. Like, you got to watch out for those musicians. And then he's like the lead singer of his little band there in Atlanta. I think when Rachel shows up to see Cooper in Deb's house, I think this is a good life lesson to maybe check the photos on the mantle. Jenny being the pool for Jake, can't leave, loves Peyton, Peyton loves Jake. The song will always end. Is that any reason not to enjoy the music? Jake and Peyton. You know, there was a part of me that always rooted for them. They're very sweet together, but I just never really saw it fully working. But they enjoyed each other while they could, in this moment especially. You know, Mouth, pick a lane, dude. 1 minute you're like, oh, Rachel's great. Oh, you broke my heart. Let's get revenge. And now it's like, oh, you care about her, Uncle Cooper? Cool, take care of her. I gotta talk to her. It's like, dude, your mood swings are giving me whiplash. I wanted pie too, damn it. I'm just like, Brooke, man. And besides, Uncle Cooper needs to know he's banging an underage girl. Oh my God, that whole moment with Nayli, and he's like, I don't know if I have another game in me, and she's like, I'm gonna help you, of course you have another game in you, and they just have such a beautiful moment, and of course Dan is like lurking outside the window listening. How is he listening to all of this? Like, why is he always, he's just always there. But at the same time, it was kind of crazy. She was like, I wish you could share this with your dad, because you should be able to share this moment with your dad. And it's like, but it's good that Dan heard it, because he heard how supportive she was being and of Nathan. It was just, that was just a conflicting moment, because it's like, okay, it's great that he heard it, but it's weird and creepy that he's there outside the window. It's just, Aw, Peyton taking little Jenny around. That's where your daddy bought for you. That's the college over there. Yeah, maybe I'll go there and spend more time with y'all. Oh my god. Alternate universe original Nathan is like touching Haley, like all up on her. Like, dude, that is gross. Get off of her. And she's like, pushes him off of her. Oh my god, I totally forgot that Dan like came up behind that creepazoid that was all over Haley, and he's like, that's Mayor Dan Scott, and if you ever touch my daughter-in-law again, I'll end your career. Have a good... I mean, like, again, I'm conflicted, because it's like, yes, I kind of love what you're doing right now, Dan, but it's still kind of creepy. Oh, and I forgot that Haley saw it. Nice! Oh, wow. I forgot that Deb and Nathan got a restraining order against Dan. Wow. Oh my god. This dude, like, trips up Nathan. He falls, and then he, like, purposely hits into Haley, and Haley's like, you did that on purpose. And then he hits her again. Like, who gets in a fight with the cheerleaders? Oh my god, Nathan's bleeding, and Whitey's like, you're out, and he's like, no. Don't let a punk like that guy take this away from us. Stitch me up, let's go. I'm not letting either one of us lose this shot. Oh my god, and Whitey tells the team doctor, if his mother says anything about this, it was your idea. I do like that Brooke's like, just smiling like the cat that ate the canary, and Rachel's like, what are you smiling at? She's like, I know two things. You don't deserve mouth, and deception always catches up with you. And Jake and Peyton. Peyton's like, I'd miss Tree Hill, but I miss you more. Oh, Nathan comes back onto the court wearing Lucas's jersey. How nice is that? Nathan taunting the douche canoe as he's doing his free throws. That was great. And of course, Dan is listening on the radio and looking all creepy again. Oh my god, that was great. And like Dan's radio starts going staticky. And I have to say, I'm really digging like Nathan's narration through this episode. Really good. Taking the place of Lucas. I see that. And I love when the guy's like taunting him, like, you got nothing. And then he just like doesn't even look, and he scores the basket. A very beautiful, triumphant moment. You see how happy Whitey is, how happy everyone is. And then there's Uncle Cooper in the stands, noticing Rachel, the teenage cheerleader. Oh! Well, at least Rachel realizes that Mouth is too good for her, and that she doesn't deserve him, and she tells him that. Oh man, I think this is one of the few times we see Dan really be honest in his feelings, and he's like, I'm proud of you, Nathan, the man that you become, and I love you. That was really emotional, because I really feel like he meant it this time. Rachel seducing Cooper, even though Cooper knows what's up, and he just does not resist. What the hell? Okay. I completely forgot about Peyton asking Jake to marry her. Completely slipped my mind. Okay, so about the podcast, it's so cool that they get to be together. They are on the road together, and this podcast came to us from Vegas, which I love Vegas. Anyway, I have to agree with them right off the bat. It definitely was the James Lafferty-Nathan show. And yeah, again, who knew he took bubble baths? Have to agree with Joy. Why isn't James Lafferty a big movie star? He is gorgeous. He does have a great voice, as this episode definitely illustrates through his narration. That is usually Lucas's job on the show. But yeah, he is. I mean, like, he is so good at what he does. Okay, I'm all here. I am here for it. James Lafferty is an action star that takes bubble baths. Or I really like their Charlie's Angels and he be Charlie. I like it. Now that they mention it, I guess there was a lot of purple on their set. So talking to the set designer would be kind of interesting to know what was up with all the purple. Hey, speaking of Uncle Cooper, fun fact, last week's new episode of Young Sheldon actually had the guy that played Uncle Cooper. It was shocking. I was like, oh my god, it's Uncle Cooper! They do make a good point about Cooper, coming across as such a hero in the beginning of this episode, and then, as I mentioned, the whole sleeping with Rachel even though you knew her age, and then casting her off was just really a gross choice. It's not a great choice. But I think again, Rachel played this as one of those people that oftentimes, in the world, there are people out there who really feel rejected and they want to get that love from somebody in whatever way that they can. It's a very psychological lacking in their life. And it's a very real thing. So I think she played it very well in the sense that, she was really showing a person that was just hurting. Oh God, Hillary's little story about one of her dad's friends hitting on her or saying, oh, you're beautiful, do you want a boyfriend? I think as women, we've all had that moment where the older guy hit on us, and honestly, it does continue to happen a lot. So I can totally relate with her story. It is kind of gross. Speaking as someone who has grown up in the South, I can say that there is a dialogue there or a mindset that they think young girls are the best, to marry off early, and as I said, you peak. Well, I don't think that's just a Southern thing. I think that was just an ideology that came from honestly the 50s, and that thought that all a woman is good for is getting married and having babies. I don't think it's relegated strictly to the South, but that's definitely it is a thing that has definitely happened in life. And as Sophia said, I'm still peaking. Thank you. And yes, I do agree. James, Nathan making that free throw without looking at the basket and looking at his enemy dude across the way. Very confident. Confidence is sexy. Yes, for those of you who don't know, a meme is basically a picture where a GIF is a moving picture. Put the animation in there. Okay, so hearing them talk about how Jake and Peyton were going to be endgame at one point and how, that didn't happen. I can respect the pairing, but for me, I never really thought that Peyton and Jake were necessarily right for each other, mainly because he was so focused on his child. And, I never really felt like that would have worked in the long run. I mean, maybe when Peyton was older, he got everything sorted with Nikki. But, I just never really, they were sweet together. They had that connection. But I just personally never really rooted for them. So that's just my opinion on that. Okay, Hillary talking about whoever spliced together the One Tree Hill / Supernatural thing where Hillary dates Jensen and then dates Jeffrey. Yeah, Jeffrey played Jensen's dad on Supernatural, so that's got its own set of implications. It's and Jensen is married to Daniil, who was on the show with them, so that's even weirder. I don't know about that. I think a cool idea for them for merch would be a whole line of cocktail glasses, highballs and martini glasses and just things like that, or champagne glasses, because they're always having a drink usually when they do the podcast. So that could be a cool idea for merch. I love their idea about having everyone dress up for their next live show, for the Halloween show or whatever. Yes, I'm always down for a good dress up party.
Is he breaking the whole
wall? I have to agree with Joy. I don't think Jan was breaking the fourth wall. I didn't catch that. Usually that's a very pointed look, and there's no way to mistake that. I agree. I really do love that Nathan fought to stay in this game. That really, again, it was another point that shows his character growth, I think. Okay, I can say that in terms of Jake and Peyton, it is always nice to see Peyton happy for once, which Jake did make her happy. So that's one thing I can attribute to the Jake and Peyton of it all. I can definitely attest the emotions are very real, good, bad, traumatic. They do affect your body for sure. And I wish I'd known this when I was younger too, just like them. But we didn't. Ooh, that's a very good way of describing acting. It is a psychological experiment. Very true. Joy did climb James like a tree at the end after he made his awesome not looking shot. He is very rooted like a tree. Okay. Peyton shower song totally would be all by myself. That was great. Okay, Joy did a very good rendition of All by Myself. I mean, it was like almost like Celine meets Cher. Oh, wow. So Hillary trying to get the emu eggs and her emu racing her and wanting to not let her get the eggs. But, you are taking her eggs, so I kind of understand. And, oh my god, Sophia's story about her chickens and then the chickens doing the pecking order and killing her favorite chicken. Oh my god, that's terrible. I didn't know they did that.